Where information
meets music, meets
I'm in a
music,
promise of a
meets
ton,
music.
a lamb to no slaughter. Hey. Victory is mine. Floating on a higher level, soaring on a different sequence. And nothing that they do can stop I and I. I'm with the Most High. Hey. Floating on a higher level, soaring on a different sequence. Stumbling block, move out of my way. I'm with the Most High. Yeah. Some will suppress the truth to enslave you and turn a blind eye to reality to brainwash you.
That's right, King Malakiyah. The man says floating on a higher level. And I guess he was speaking prophetic, ladies and gentlemen. He was telling us he's doing things that were going to be on a higher level. And that, I think, is a great opening song for the conversation we're about to have, even though it won't be about this song once we get going. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to a very special conversation, one that I'm delighted to have. And my guests this evening include Mr. Jeff Silbar and the artist himself, King Malakiyah. And what brings these two together, ladies and gentlemen, is the song The Wind Beneath My Wings. And one of the original co-writers is Mr. Jeff Silbar. And King Malakiyah just did an awesome cover of the song. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this conversation. It's my pleasure to go over to Zoomland, like I love to say, and introduce my guests and have them tell you more about themselves this evening. I want to say a very good evening to you, Jeff Silbar and King Malakiyah.
Hey.
Hey, Jeff.
Bless, top of the evening.
Bless King Malakiyah. Look at this. I tell you what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to preface this conversation. I want to preface this conversation with a video, okay? With a video of Mr. Silbar literally endorsing this song, okay? Mr. Silbar in a video that exclusively, I have it right here, okay? So, here's what I'm going to do. Sit back, gentlemen. I don't know if on Zoom you'll be able to see this unless you have another device that you're watching. But stand by. We'll be right back with you. I want the audience to see this video I'm going to play right now. All right. Let me go back up here and hit here.
Hey, this is Jeff Silbar, co-writer of The Wind Beneath My Wings. Rolling. And I'm just now listening to a new version of the song
Mr. Silbar.
done by King Malakiyah.
Great. I'm good.
I've never really heard a reggae version done like this. And he's singing really great. So if you get a chance, check out King Malakiyah's version of The Wind Beneath My Wings.
All right. So there we have it, playing that video where Jeff Silbar is endorsing King Malakiyah's version of Wind Beneath My Wings. Jeff, I want to start this conversation with you because no Jeff, no wind beneath our wings. And so, welcome to the Wayne Hall Show. It's such a pleasure, and thank you for making time to have this conversation with us this evening, okay?
I do appreciate it. I'm getting to meet King Malakiyah too. This is great.
Awesome, awesome. So, Jeff, I'm going to ask you to just give us a little bit of history here. Just a little bit more about you. Anyone tuning in right now, who is Jeff Silbar in a nutshell? We know you now because King Malakiyah has brought you to our attention even more as the writer of Wind Beneath Wings. But just give us a little quick, of who you are and what some of the things you've done.
I'm a music fan from the get-go. I was making music when I was about 14 on my ukulele.
Okay.
And we started some rock and roll bands in Kentucky, in Lexington, Kentucky. And I was the guitar player, and we were doing covers. And then I decided, well, it's time to step up and try to write some of our own material.
Yes.
And that was working out pretty good. And I moved from there to Nashville, Tennessee. One summer, I had nothing going. I went there with my friend Joe Turley. And I told my father I'd give it 2 years in the music business, otherwise I'd come back and go to college.
Okay. I like that.
And 2 years, I was barely scratching the surface as a songwriter, but I got a job as a runner for a commercial company, an ad agency that represented a really big time publishing company in Tennessee and Nashville called Tree Publishing Company. They had some of the greatest writers in country music at the time. And I worked my way up from the mailroom to the studio, and I started recording these great songwriters. They'd book the studio in half an hour increments, and they would come and put their songs down. And then every Friday, the staff of this company would listen to their songs and decide which ones they would make demos of. So we would go out and try to sell the songs to.
Okay.
And so I got pretty good in the studio. But what I really got good at was picking out a song that, cut through. A lot of good songs, few great songs, right?
True.
And from that, people started thinking, well, he had a pretty good ear, and I started moving up in the record business. I went to work for another company called House of Gold Music with Bob Montgomery, and he had some writers signed that they've been, they had a catalog, and I listened to that catalog, and I was pretty successful getting their songs recorded. And I used to go to those writers, I remember, and say, okay, George Jones is looking for a song kind of like this. He wants to go up tempo, and my writers would look at me like I was a nutcase. And so I would go home and try to write these songs for these country song artists. My first writer, Sam Lorber, and we had some success. And then I met Larry Henley.
Okay.
Larry Henley and I wrote 2 songs within about 2 months that both went #1 in Nashville. And one of them was The Wind Beneath My Wings, which we played it for the best and the brightest, and no one cut it. No one recorded it.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. For about a year. And then the first recording of it was Roger Whittaker, an Englishman. Chet Atkins produced it. And then B.J. Thomas recorded it. I don't know if either of them put them out as a single. And then all of a sudden, Sheen Easton cut it back in the day. Lou Rawls cut it back in the day. I'm looking around my studio right now. And people started recording this song just because of the message.
Yes.
I don't know if they were thinking it was going to be a hit, because some of the productions were so simple, they just played them on the piano. And I don't know, somewhere in there, Lee Greenwood and Gary Morris finally had a single on it in Nashville, and it went to top 5 or maybe 2 or 3 even, and became the song of the year in Nashville sometime long before I moved to Los Angeles, and Bette Midler heard it and recorded it for this movie called Beaches. So shows you what a song can do. And then since Beaches, I have been so fortunate just to be part of that great songwriting day. That's all I can say. We wrote that song From a Man to a Woman, thinking it was cool to call her your hero, and how she was in the background, and that now you can call her your hero. And we did not realize that it really is a way to say thank you to anyone who's been, a mentor in your life, somebody that's helped you along your way. And we finally got that and realized that we had written a way to say thank you that nobody had ever said before. So
wow.
Here I am on that song. And I'm still trying to write songs, and I write a lot of songs, and I've had a pretty good career, I must say.
Thank you for sharing that with us. That is so enlightening and so deep, because a lot of us can relate to one or two, or those who are really attached to the song might be able to relate to maybe two or three versions. I know about Bette Midler, Beaches, but I didn't know Sheena Easton did it. I didn't know Lou Rawls.
I'll tell you, my favorite version, one of them is Gladys Knight. She's fabulous.
Gladys Knight.
So
So
she called it Hero, actually.
I feel like we're talking about. I feel like we're talking about one of the most covered songs ever here.
It is. It was, I would say, about 8 years ago. It was ASCAP's top 5 song performances in their whole catalog under Happy Birthday, White Christmas, You Lost That Love and Feeling,
Wow.
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and Wind Beneath My Wings.
Oh my goodness. And that's a song for all seasons, right? That is just stuck there. Now, very interesting. Jeff, I appreciate this walk into history. You make it sound so simple, but my goodness, this is so invaluable. Let me get Malakiyah in on this conversation. Malakiyah, when was the first time you heard the song Wind Beneath My Wings? Hopefully you can remember.
Wow. I want to say pleasant good night to you, sir, Mr. Wayne. And I want to
Yes.
say good night to, Sir Jeff Silbar, just the same.
Awesome.
And good night to the audience at large. For me, as a little youth coming up, I always, listen to songs, but I can't really put my hands on when really, but I know this song is a song that always, with
Okay.
me from then and there, growing.
Yes.
Growing.
Okay. So was there a particular version that stuck with you?
Um, the version that the lady hit and she get the Grammy for it. That's a version that I love from back then till now.
Okay. Is that Bette Midler? Jeff? Who got the Grammy?
I'm guessing that would be Bette Midler.
Bette
Okay.
Midler, yeah, Bette Midler, yeah.
She had the
Bette
number one.
Midler,
Fact is, I was at the Crossroads, Eric Captain's Crossroads thing Sunday
yeah.
night,
Bette Midler, yeah.
and I have Bette Midler did a Song of the Year that year, and the Record of the Year. It won the Grammy Song of the Year and number one all over the world. So it was Bette Midler probably that you heard.
Okay.
Yes.
Would have been
Yes.
hard to have missed back then.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
the one. Yeah.
And in terms of your music career, King Malakiyah, how long have you been at this?
Well, from 012, me start out seriously and know, so definitely I want to take up music and do it and come forefront with it. So from there and then me start just know, so this is it. I want to do music full time because I know I have something to bring forth to the world. And yes, this is what I want to do. So from 012, yes, from there and then.
Wow. Very good. So here you are, King Malakiyah. Next on my screen, I'm looking at King Malakiyah next to Jeff Silbar.
Yes,
But
sir.
before you got to Jeff Silbar, you said you've been doing this since 2012. You've had quite a few songs.
Yes.
How? Why? How did we arrive? How did we arrive at this moment? What did
At this-
King Malakiyah do
Oh.
that got him into such good trouble?
Well, this comes from just wanted to send in back a tribute to my promoter, which is Miss Christine Randall. Big up yourself, Miss Christine Randall. You don't know my number one promoter on the live currently right now. This is coming from just the love that she shows to me.
Uh-huh.
I want to give back something to her for her to know that, I appreciate love everything that she do for me, and I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart.
Right.
So I was searching myself and searching for something to let you know that use like this to me.
Right. So how did you do that? How did you go about that?
There it goes on her birth date,
Uh-huh.
which was our last birthday, which was coming up. I was on a podcast which Velvet was doing, and there it goes. I was searching for a song. I have a lot of songs that she loved, But somehow, the divine spirit said to me, wind beneath my wings, sing wind beneath my wings to her for her birthday. When
Right.
I just come in from work and as I told the story, since we
Uh-huh.
just come in from work, not knowing wind beneath my wings to the core, but I have this melody long time from my youth I come
Right.
in the spirit. So when the divine spirit speak to me and say wind beneath my wings, I
Uh-huh.
jump on my phone, go on YouTube, pop up the song, and I learn and have around 3 minutes to come on the podcast. So there and then we start learning the words and stuff like that. Never knew that this was a treasure to her from her father to her from a tender age coming up as a little girl.
Oh, really?
So when I bring back that to her now by saying, "You are the wind beneath my wings," me have her. She was crying. She was everything because this was a treasure to her from a tender age coming up, not knowing that this blessing was that I was seeking for her heart and for the divine giving me in a song that I could sing it back to her. So trust me, it make her birth date special, and I was feeling over joyful then and feeling peaceful, knowing that say I'm giving a part of me that she understands that this is what I want to tell you, and this song can demonstrate everything that I want to tell her.
Let's
So
welcome.
I can hear that in your voice. too.
Yes.
I can hear that in your performance.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Let's welcome our next guest. It just says iPhone. Is this Solgie? Is this Rokcstone? Can you hear me? Is that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
I am well, thanks. Is it Solgie? Tell me if I'm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is he in person. You know what I mean?
All
Actually,
right.
I was chiming in listening to you guys earlier, so more likely, you know what I mean, I was trying to adjust my system so I could be able to hear you guys loud and clear.
All right.
Great production there, Solgie.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff. How are you, Jeff? How is everything?
I'm doing fine. Nice to be with you.
So,
Yes, sir.
so Solgie, you're the producer.
Oh, boy.
Solgie,
Sorry, Wayne, go ahead.
you're responsible for the production of the song.
Yes, sir.
All right. Here's what I want to do, and then we'll talk more, Solgie. I want the audience to hear this, and because I have some of my audience that might leave me in about 5 minutes or so, I want them to hear this song from King Malakiyah, Wind Beneath My Wings. And ladies and gentlemen, boy, I'm telling you, if you've not heard it, I want you to weigh in, okay? I want you to weigh in on this one, because I feel like you're going to have something to say about where this one stands in the catalog of King Malakiyah. All right? And it goes, let me make sure all systems ready. Let's see. Here we go.
Through the test of time, I come to realize and understand. Only love. Must have been open in my shadow. Never have sunlight on your face. You've been content to let me shine.
Wow, I'm not even. Listen, this is one of those recordings that you want to keep playing. And so, Solgie,
Great.
Solgie,
Yes.
tell us
Yes,
about
sir.
the production because I got a few missing pieces that Jeff and King Malakiyah are gonna have to fill in. But tell us about what it was like working on this project.
Well, first and foremost, when this record was sent over to me by Malakiyah, and I listened to it, it kind of put me right back into when it was originally released and sung by Bette Midler in the 80s, because this also was one of my favorite records. So more likely, when I heard it, I knew there and then that we had to take it to the next level. So I spoke to Malakiyah and I let him know that, listen, you know this version that you sent to me, it's a nice piece. More likely, we were treating it like a demo, so to speak. So the beauty about music such as this quality is that when you're recreating it, you want to make sure you add more to it, like a foundation. So you don't want to take away from it. So you don't want to make it more stronger and better. So that's exactly what we did. So we basically just brought in the whole team, you know what I mean, after Jeff reviewed it. And, I did ask him how he felt about it. And he was just breaking it down, you know what I mean, in regards to the vocal arrangements. And he loved Malakiyah vocals so much. And then we goes into the whole aspects of the production. And, with me, I like to, reason and quiz. So I put the question to Jeff and he kind of just laid out in our original terms, you know what I mean? He wants to hear the jamming, you know what I mean? So when you hear someone use those terms, more likely, we're not going into the digital era no more. We're going right back to the original way of creating music and producing music. So all the instrumentations, more likely I had to play live. So we kind of just brought in everyone and then we did it. But it's a great record, you know what I mean? And of course, having Malakiyah covered it and having the support of Jeff, who is one of the original co-writer this particular piece, is a great thing.
That's right. Awesome. And I totally agree with you. King Malakiyah, your missing link here is how do you go from just randomly picking out a song to sing for Christine Rendell on her birthday to being in the studio recording it? Something had to have happened between you singing that song for Christine's birthday and you ending up in a studio seriously recording the song.
Well, there and then it goes, when I present the song on the platform, Velvet platform.
Yes.
When
By the
I
way, big up
finished
to
the song,
Velvet. Yep.
yes, big up to Velvet, man. Velvet said to me, King Malakiyah, you need to record a song, because the ladies, them them feelings are touch the ceiling. So by by him saying that to me and the impact that it had on my a promoter said, Malakiyah, straight to the studio. So she sent me straight into the studio from after that. So by recording it now and saying it, let in Solgie hear it. Solgie said, no man, this is something here.
Awesome.
But we know it's a divine intervention that takes place right in the midst of everything that is going on there. So that's why we are here.
Too.
Right. Huh?
Kind of a whole new audience too. I don't think there's been a reggae version of this ever.
Right. And that's where I'm coming next to you, Jeff.
Yeah. So when I heard that, I thought it was so fresh. And, I heard it early in the production and it was cool and everything. But when Malakiyah sang it, that's when I got tuned in because there's a real great singer on this song. And there he is.
Because that's one of the reasons, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you, Jeff.
Yeah.
So you got into this project by way of the producer, I take it?
Yeah, we were kicking around the idea that there hasn't been a version of this song in a while. There's been a lot of covers and stuff, but not anything that broke any new ground. So next thing I know, I'm hearing it on I guess the work tracks he started out, and I was into it. I said, push ahead, go for it.
What really stood out for you though, Jeff, other than it being reggae? What stood out about this? Because you could have heard a reggae version of Wind Beneath My Wings and go, oh my goodness, who's doing that to our song? that wasn't the effect it had. So what stood out?
Well, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Artist.
The artist.
The artist sold the song. When I write a song, or any great song can be done all kinds of ways, and it's for the singer to interpret the lyric as much as the melody. And I now that I'm listening to King talk about why he recorded the song, it's exactly correct. He had something to say to someone, and it just comes across in his performance. And he's out front and he's singing the hell out of it. So I find the joy in that. And the rest, the groove is one thing, and pretty much the rest of it, you could have changed it 100 ways, but it's the groove and the way he's singing that song, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the producer, the artist, and the co-writer of the original song. All involved in this reggae cover that is gonna make people ask the question, those who don't know, who is this, King Malakiyah? That's going to be the question for the next. This song is released, right, King Malakiyah? Is it out?
Yes.
When?
Yes.
Okay. And where is it
was
available?
Out yesterday on all media platforms. Yes, it's right.
All right.
It's out there now. Yeah.
I have a lot of requests to play it again. So, gentlemen, I'm going to honor the request.
We're going to see you performing in a big stadium.
I know it. It's going to happen. Here we go. One more time.
I want you to realize and understand. Must have been open in my shadow. Never have sunlight on your face. You've been content to let me shine.
my goodness. Sing King Malakiyah. When
Hard to hate.
Wow,
to the
beautiful
nitty
piece. Beautiful piece.
gritty end. Solgie,
Yes, sir.
you must feel proud.
Well, I can tell you this, the key thing about this record, right? And I would be very much so unfair, not to even speak on the collective of others, who has contribute their skills, and their intellectual attributes in producing this piece, you know what I mean? And of course, Jermaine Clark, who is a excellent musician, basically played and create the demo version before it was sent over to us. And the legendary Bill Samples, said, from his mouth to our ears. And Bill Samples is such a great musician, you know what I mean, worked and played on so many different great pieces of record over the years, from the legendary Marvin Gaye to Aretha Franklin to you name one. And of course, he was very much so impressed with the demo, you know what I mean? So, it kind of make his job and our job much easier when we goes into, start play all these live instrumentation and put the whole thing together. You know what I mean? So Jermaine Clark did a very, very excellent job, you know what I mean? And I really appreciate the work that he did, you know what I mean? And also Arville Bell and Andrew Wright and Francis Hemmings, we all went in and just do what we love to do, music, which is so much of a universal language. And like I said before, when I first heard this, the original in the 80s, it was so captivating and felt, so powerfully great and receptive unto me. You know what I mean? So come back now and hear, this piece is kind of give me the same energy and vibes to know that, yes, this is another hit again of the same song in a reggae version from a reggae artist, a young, talented, bright, intellectual artist such as Malakiyah. Vocals good, you know what I mean? And of course, working with Bill Samples, you know what I mean? And, Malakiyah can tell you, because we basically have him sing, this song maybe like 3 or 4 times just to, be on point in regards to how
Yeah.
we wanted the vocals
And the transitions,
and,
yeah.
to get it where it needs to be, you know what I mean? And he was so receptive and humble, in going back in, and get it done, you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
where it is now, you know what I mean? And of course, I just want to say to Jeff, man, when I was talking to you earlier, you know what I mean, basically, with me, I like to just go into great levels of reasoning, you know what I mean, in regards to things that we do. And of course, we know music is such a universal language. So it doesn't matter where you are or who you are, you know what I mean, once it's spoken in the right context, you're going to feel it, you're going to hear it, and you're going to know exactly what it's all about. You know what I mean? So speaking to Jeff earlier, you know what I mean, and, was just basically quizzing him about the whole song in terms of when him and Larry Henley wrote it, what they were experiencing at the time and who they wanted to sing it. And, he just basically related to me and said, listen, when I first wrote this song, I wanted a male to sing it, you know what I mean? But somehow, Bette Midler got it, and boom, that's another hit. And of course, you have over maybe 200 or more or 300 cover version of this song alone, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if this song wasn't such a great song, then you'd have so much people covered it, you know what I mean? But the greatest thing right now is this piece that we did, you know what I mean? And to have Jeff supported it and the whole team, it's a
Yes.
greater look for it as well in
Speaks
the future.
volumes. Speaks
Yeah.
volumes. And, the song is covered like that because, take for example, on a personal note, Wind Beneath Wings is a go to line for me when I comfort people.
Yes.
I just wrote yesterday on someone's Facebook page that lost someone. Let the memories of your relative be the wind beneath your wings as you navigate this loss. It's a go to line for so many of us for so many reasons, other than Jeff just explained that he wrote it. Sung to a woman by a man, but listen, I'm using it, in conveying condolences. So it speaks volumes to the kind of song, the versatility of the lyrics in their application to life. And so, really happy for this moment. But before I go any further, I want to pause and recognize Christine Rendell. Christine is the reason we're having this conversation. And thank you, Christine, for having this possible on the Wayne Hall show. But Christine had to be a certain kind of person to King Malakiyah. For King Malakiyah to claim her as wind beneath his wings. And no, King Malakiyah may just be the wind beneath Christine's wings. Because this is going to take them both places. I hear it, I feel it. This song, let me give you a quick joke, and then I'm going to have you give your, wrap up. My wife is here by the studios, and she runs up. I had to stop her, guys. I had to go, no, no, no. She's like, are you hearing that song? Are you hearing that song? I said, shh, I'm talking to them. She is going crazy over this song right now, but I know it's because I'm the wind beneath her wings. So, and she's heard a good reggae version of it finally. So, King Malakiyah, my personal
Yes, sir.
congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff, how can we wrap this up, man? This is the conversation I don't want to end.
I just want to wish everybody well on this journey, and you know, it's it's one of those things where it's got a fresh sound in the midst of all this. I feel like you're being assaulted by music out there sometimes. This one kind of pulls you in, just like you said. What is that? I know this, and you come to it, and there you are. It's, front and center, buddy. So good luck with this. And
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you doing the song.
Thank you,
Solgie,
Sir Jeff.
Solgie, your parting words, and then we'll have King Malakiyah. I'll get to King Malakiyah at the end here. Go ahead.
Well, again, being a part of such a wonderful masterpiece of work, something which is a milestone, that has left, you know, a lot of people embracing love, honor, respect throughout the years. Again, like I said, Bette Midler, do a beautiful rendition of singing it before. And then now, as Jeff just said, Malakiyah came and did what he did and just kind of brought it back, to the new era, especially with so much. I can't even describe the kind of music now that's out there, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, music is music, but this one is in a class by itself, and I'm just so glad, grateful, and thankful to be a part of it, and that the divine could just bless me with the knowledge to bring all these wonderful people together and to get this done accordingly, so it can be able to heal. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and we need that particular healing. So this is one of those songs, what I mean? And of course, basically the wind beneath my wings not just represent a song, it represents a whole nation of people seeking, driving forward, moving forward, embracing each other with love and unity. You know what I mean? And this song does just that, you know what I mean? So again, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Malakiyah, as well as yourself, Wayne, for having us, and our cool Christine Wendell for just putting this all together and just being that support from Malakiyah as well. I mean, you got a lot of young artists out there that needs support, and very few can only find it. So I'm most grateful and thankful that I'm a part of this particular union, and we're gonna continue on this journey and make music. I mean, make it greater than what it is, and continue to make great music. so we
Yeah, I
can be able
want to
to do
shout
the
out
will.
to Rick Ali too.
Yes, sir.
Rick is instrumental in putting us all together.
Awesome.
Yes,
I heard from
yes.
him. We were talking about a new version of Wind Beneath My Wings. Within 2 days, I heard a rough of it. I mean, you guys went in there and hustled.
Wow.
It was really great.
Yes,
All right, Solgie.
most definitely. Yeah,
Soldier
you know what I mean. So,
Rokcstone on it.
yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. So King Malakiyah,
Sir,
what you got to say in party?
I really want to say, straightforward, big up to you, Miss Christine Randall. Top of the evening again to you. Hats off to you. My general, my mother, sister, my friend. Big up yourself. All right. I want to say Soldier Rokcstone. You don't know my brother. You know, my, my father, my friend. Just me.
Go out and buy the damn thing.
Friend, straight up. I want to say straight to you, Mr. Jeff Silbar. Thank you for, recognizing and acknowledging me,
I
in
thank
such a
you
way
guys.
like this.
I'm going to ring off and just hope to hear this on the radio in Los Angeles. So good luck.
All right.
Okay then. Bless
All
up yourself. Take
Peace.
care.
Thank you, everybody. I really
All right,
appreciate it.
Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Talk to you
But
later.
King Malakiyah, before you go, you
Yes.
just said Christine is your mother, your sister, your friend. But what you didn't say was that she's the wind beneath your wings. So you know what? You're gonna have to give me an a cappella line, a cappella couple lines of this, even for CR tonight, and all the ladies, and all the men and women who are wind beneath someone's wing tonight. King Malakiyah, a cappella. Here we go. Run it.
Must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You've been content to let me shine. You always walked a step behind. And I am the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. Beautiful face without a name, and beautiful smile to hide the pain. But did you ever know that you're my hero? Everything I would like to be. And I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings.
Beautiful face without a name. Beautiful smile to hide. Or did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind. Might not appear to go unnoticed, but I have it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Oh yes, I do.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the conversation that we could have all night. It's the song we could play forever. Well done, King Malakiyah. Well done, Christine Rendell. Well done, Solgie. And thank you to Jeff Silbar, who they did it well when they wrote this one. What
Yes.
a historic moment. I truly appreciate that we were able to have this conversation on the Wayne Hall Show tonight. King Malakiyah,
Thank
where
you.
can we find you to support your music?
Yes, sir. I want to say thank you, sir, all for having me. It's really a pleasure. It's my second time here, and it's really a pleasure for you having me again. Yes, I want to say, King Malakiyah can, my music is out there on all social media platforms. It's right out there everywhere. You can check me out on Facebook, which is Garfield Blake. You can check out my YouTube channel, which is King Malakiyah Blake. You can check me out on IG, which is King Malakiyah Music. You can check me out on Twitter, no Twitter, TikTok. Okay, Garfield Blake, just the same. So I'm out there everywhere. You can just, I'm out there. And trust me, this song is released yesterday and it's out there. Go on, you can go and stream it, and you can go and get your hard copy just the same, man. Thank you again. Big up to my promoter. Big up to all those that locked in. Natalie Skyvice to the world just the same. Big up yourself. Big up to all those that locked in.
All
Soldier
right.
Rockstone every time. Big up yourself. Thanks a million, my brother. And thanks to Sergeant. You know, it's a
Presenter
pleasure.
clearly says, dedicating this song to my grandmother and my mother. Rest in peace to my two mothers that have impacted life forever. Christine Rendell, you're an absolute pleasure to promote King Malakiyah. Natalie Sky Voice, thanks King Malakiyah. Uh, Royal Flavor, congratulations Garfield. Dion Blake, love it. Natalie Sky Voice Lawrence, OMG, beautiful. Janice O'Shea, content to let him shine. Picked out those words. Michelle Hanniford Hall, my first lady, wants me to pull it up, wants you to keep singing. Wow, Christine says you know her too well. In response to that, she would cry. World Flavor says, wow. And so on, and so on, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. King Malakiyah and Solgie, have a great rest of the evening. Thank you for being here. Awesome work. I look forward to introducing you doing this song on some big stage somewhere.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, King Malakiyah,
Pleasure.
you have a great rest of your evening, my brother. And thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
All the
Thank you.
best. All right.
Hey, this is Jeff Silbar, co-writer of The Wind Beneath My Wings, and I'm just now listening to a new version of the song done by King Malakiyah. I've never really heard a reggae version done like this, and he's singing it really great. So if you get a chance, check out King Malakiyah's version of The Wind Beneath My Wings.
Throughout the test of time, I've come to realize and understand that only love will conquer. If you ever know that you're my hero, and everything I would like to be, and I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. But this is your Sugar King Malakiyah, and you can look out for this brand new version of Wind Beneath My Wings. Number one to the world, myself.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. King Malakiyah, Solgie, Rokcstone, and Jeff Silbar. The cover, the reggae cover of Wind Beneath My Wings. And what a great coming together of all the important aspects of making a great song. and a great song it's turned out to be. Wishing him all the best with this one. I think it's going to take them places. They'll definitely have this song as the wind beneath their wings. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening.